Hello, my beautiful friends. I'm Shannon. This is Lifestyle Manifesting. On my channel, I discuss manifesting as a lifestyle in every area of your life. I am the only manifestation coach you need because my processes work and you manifest success. Today, I am reading some Neville Goddard, and I want to talk about self-concept. The reason why self-concept is so powerful, and when you shift your conception of self, your world will shift with you. So let me read a little bit of Neville Goddard. This is a lecture Neville Goddard gave. It's Neville Goddard, 1948, lesson number 4. And the title of this lesson is No One to Change But Self. Heretofore, I thought I could change others through effort. Now I know I cannot change another unless I first change myself. To change another within my world, I must first change my concept of that other. And to do it best, I change my concept of self. For it was the concept I held of self that made me see others as I did. So let's just talk about this a little bit. You're not even realizing it. The way you see yourself is reflecting out in the world. If you're insecure, you're seeing a world through the lens of insecurity. This is why the most powerful thing you can do is change your conception of self. So let me reread this for everyone who's joining. I'm reading Neville Goddard, No One to Change But Self. Heretofore, I thought I could change others through effort. Now I know I cannot change another unless I first change myself. To change another within my world, I must first change my concept of that other, and to do it best, I change my concept of self. For it was the concept I held of self that made me see others as I did. Had I a noble, dignified concept of myself, I never could have seen the unlovely in others. Let me repeat that. Had I a noble, dignified concept of myself, I never could have seen the unlovely in others. Instead of trying to change others through argument and force, or the 3D reality, let me but ascend in consciousness to a higher level, and I will automatically change others by changing self. When people ask me, well, how is my specific person going to change? Because you're changing your conception of self, and you're changing who you're being. And when you change who you are being, your world reflects who you are. And let me repeat that. Instead of trying to change others through argument and force, let me but ascend. Okay, so you have to ascend in consciousness to a higher level, and I will automatically change others by changing self. There is no one to change but self. That self is simply your awareness, your consciousness, and the world in which it lives is determined by the concept you hold of yourself. It is to consciousness that we must turn as to the only reality. For there is no clear conception of the origin of the phenomena, except that consciousness is all and all is consciousness, right? Everything is one. Everything is yourself pushed out. You need no helper to bring you what you seek. Do not for 1 second believe that I am advocating escape from reality when I ask you to simply assume you are now the man or lady that you want to be. If you and I could feel what it would be like were we now that which we want to be and live in this mental atmosphere as though it were real, then in a way we do not know, our assumption would harden into fact. This is all we need to do in order to ascend to the level where our assumption is already an objective, concrete reality. So he's talking about that idea of parallel realities or simultaneous realities all existing at one time. You have to rise in consciousness to the level of the version of you who already has that desire, where it's already an objective fact. It's a concrete reality. I need change no man. I sanctify myself, and in doing so, I sanctify others. To the pure, all things are pure. There is nothing unclean of itself. But to him that esteemeth anything to be unclean, to him it is unclean. Romans 14:14. There is nothing in itself unclean, but you, by your concept of self, see things either clean or unclean. Okay, so Neville is talking about there's nothing to change but self. When you change your concept of self, now you're looking through a new lens, right? You're looking through a new lens of reality, through the lens of somebody who sees something differently, who sees something based on what you believe about yourself. When you change your conception about yourself, the outer world will reflect it. Let me just repeat that because this is really powerful. Everything is coming from you and how you see yourself. If you want to create a relationship that's solid and has a great foundation and growing and building and secure, then the most important thing you need to do is change your conception of self. Instead of trying to change others through argument and force, like you don't have to convince somebody to hire you. You don't have to convince someone to be with you. You ascend in consciousness to a higher level. When you do, you automatically change others by changing yourself. You automatically change the world around you because the world is shifting around your perception of self. When you decide you're chosen, the world reflects who you think and feel about yourself. When you decide you're successful, the world shapes and forms around you, showing and proving and confirming that you believe you're successful. It's the effect. The world is the effect. You're the cause. The world's the effect. There's no one to change but self. So self-concept work is the key for any manifestation. That's why I created my self-concept course, because you only need to change the way you see yourself and declare it and be it. And you consistently be this person in the present moment. Your world is reflecting. You're always shifting. You're always shifting. So how do you know you're shifting? Because you observe your reality and pay attention. Observe your reality. Pay attention to what you see, because things are different. You just didn't realize it, but they are different. Okay? If you're looking still through the lens who doesn't see it differently, you haven't changed yourself. You have to change your perception of yourself. Beautiful. This is a beautiful lecture. I love that you're here. I appreciate you. Love. I constantly say my self-concept affirmations all day, and a coach told me it was too much, but they feel good. Remember, you have to remember that everything exists. And you have old beliefs that are still existing, but you don't have to believe the beliefs that you used to believe. So you planted the seed at one point, and you may not remember that you planted the seed. You may have been affirming one day and thinking, is this too much? Should I be doing this? You might have even seen a comment that said, it's too much to do that. You could have read an argument. It's too much. Should you do it? Shouldn't you do it? Okay. No, you planted the seed. Okay, it came from you, but I love that you ended it with, they feel good, because you get to decide your reality. It doesn't matter what the coach said. There's all kinds of coaches teaching all different things, and it doesn't mean that they aren't successful. They could be successful. They're successfully creating reality a different way. It's not wrong. Okay. So it's not that it's wrong. It's that you're going to do what feels good to you because you're the creator. Go ahead and say your affirmations all day. I said my affirmations all day, and many of them were self-concept affirmations like, I am beautiful. What's wrong with saying I am beautiful all day when I didn't believe it at one point, right? I didn't believe that. Now it's a belief. I don't need to say that anymore. Okay, so at some point you will be dropping affirmations. You may be creating new affirmations, right? Because our desires are powerful. And the reason you're having a desire is to grow in consciousness. It's like we're not, the bigger picture is not necessarily manifesting these things into your life, but that you're actually realizing you're the creator of your reality and you're growing in consciousness and you're growing in a deeper understanding of who you really are. Okay, Malika, affirming for marriage with X, and he just texted me, and something me saying, I miss you. What do I do? Oh, and called you saying, I miss you. Okay, you got what you want. You're getting what you want. I just posted about this today on TikTok. It was a video that I clipped from a YouTube, but there was a little clip I did about, okay, you manifested movement. Now what? Now what do? You have to stay loyal. You have to stay in conviction of who you are. So you're affirming for marriage and just texted you saying, I miss you. What do now? You say, I've been also thinking about you. Now, what do you want to imagine that X is saying, with what he's saying to you? Live in the end. Keep living in the end. Keep living in the end. Remember, no one to change but self. So who's the version of you who feels loved? Okay, not needing his validation. Who's the version of you who already validates yourself? That you feel beautiful and you feel valuable and you feel worthy and you feel deserving. You don't need them to validate you for that. So what is that version say to yourself? Keep solidifying that version. Keep anchoring that version. Okay. You're someone who's centered. You're someone who knows what to do. Sometimes in the moment we might not know, and it might feel like we're messing up. And what should I write? And what should I say? Just go with whatever feels good in your heart. Okay. Living in the end, go what feels good living in your heart, or feeling in your heart being together. Okay. Feeling the truth of who you are. Congratulations. Yeah, and Karina said, focus on self-concept, nothing to change but self. Like she's reading, he'll come through. Isn't that what you were saying, though? He is coming through. You have to declare that he is coming through. Any advice on how we can get into that mindset when going through a breakup? It's hard. You're going to get through that mindset by putting all the attention on yourself, okay? Because when you put the attention on that person, now you remember the stories, and then you remember the breakup, and then you remember how you're hurt and you're heartbroken, okay? So this is why you build your concept of self, okay? You're going to build your concept of self. You're already the highest version of yourself. You're just not seeing it, okay? So start seeing the highest version of yourself. Like, you're amazing and you're incredible and you're attractive and you're chosen and you're loved. Start feeling that. Start feeling that version of you who feels that way already. Start knowing that you're a great, you're the ultimate catch. Not just a great catch. You're like the ultimate catch. Okay. And you're going to affirm it. So sometimes we might not believe what we're affirming. The point and the purpose of your affirmations is to create a new belief. Everything you believe in the world isn't even true. Do you understand? Marketing is telling you what's wrong with you. We believe it. We think we have to buy these products. None of that's even true. None of it's true, but we believe it. Some of us, okay, we believe we need these things to make us better, to make us prettier, to make us whole, to make us loved, okay? Now, you're not going to believe that stuff outside of you anymore. You're going to take conscious control of your own thoughts and your beliefs about you and how you feel about yourself. That's how you change your reality, because it will just be natural that SP will reflect what you think and feel about yourself. When you change your conception of self, they will reflect the change. So you already probably recognize you manifested this. You did this. It didn't happen by coincidence. It wasn't some synchronicity. I mean, okay, it's coming directly from you. Thoughts that you planted the harvest is here. So plant new thoughts. You were maybe insecure, or you were maybe unsure. Did you put them on a pedestal? Did you put your person on a pedestal and think they were the person bringing the light into your world, and you were thinking, maybe, am I good enough for them? I mean, I don't know what you were thinking. I'm just giving you some ideas so you could backtrack, connect the dots, what you were thinking, what played out. It came 100% from you. If you created that, then you can change it. Okay, and that's where the hope is, or that's where your empowerment is. This is your empowerment because you can change it right now. You have the power to change it. You just have to change how you see yourself, how you feel about yourself. So ignore the circumstances. Remember, SP is reflecting your own feelings, your own thoughts, your own assumptions, your own perception. So you're going to build up yourself and SP will reflect it. I know it seems hard, but aren't you a little more hopeful knowing that you can actually change this? You're not desperately trying to change this. You're going to step into empowerment, the power that you hold within. You're literally tapping in to, what is this, like The Secret? It is literally the master key to life. You're tapping into this master key power to life that's within you. Now, think of all the other things you can manifest and bring into your life and create the life you want, the life of your dreams. And you might not thought it was achievable to get this, whatever kind of job you always wanted, or whatever kind of house, or whatever thing material in this world or experience. You might thought, well, you might have thought, well, maybe that won't be in my lifetime. Yes, it will be. Yes, it will be. You just have to decide it will be, okay? Okay, Lily, hold on. Nope, dropping something here. What's it mean when signs from my old manifestation keep coming up and I don't want it anymore? It might just be because you were paying attention to it. Because that manifestation it manifested and it's there and you see it and you go, and then you thought about it and you focused on it, and you probably, maybe even you wondered, why is that coming up? And why is it coming up? In the process of you assuming and wondering why is it coming up, you're actually just keeping it in your life. That's why it's coming up. How do you make your life have that no longer come up? You're refusing to accept it. You don't want it anymore. You could say to your world, like, I refuse to accept that. I don't choose you anymore. I don't want that anymore. But you must also replace it. Shift your focus. Now, what did you really want to see? Okay, like love interest, right? If you kept seeing that you're ghosted and you're wondering why you're ghosted and why am I still ghosted? I've been working on self-concept, but I'm still ghosted and they're not reaching out to me. Well, you're still focused on that reality, and that the attention on something just keeps it in your life. If you want to change something, you have to shift. Okay? You shift. So you're going to focus on what you do want. What does it feel like that I know I'm a goddess? What does it feel like that I know I'm a really great person? What does it feel like that I know I am smart? What does it feel like that I know I am chosen? What does it feel like that I already have this new car? What does it feel like that I already have the money in the bank? What am I saying to myself if I already have these things? I'm not talking about the problem if I already have these things. So even coming here now, you're talking about the problem, but the assumption is talking about the problem is leading you to the manifestation. That's okay. We could talk about the problem for the moment here, but just stop talking about the problem and start living in the end. BU said, oh, Linda. Hi, Linda. Tested it like you said. I was going to find money. I ended up winning a prepaid credit card later the same day, and a friend gave me back money I forgot I lent her. Look at the success story. Linda and I we had a one-on-one meeting, right? And I was telling her, this is really important to be testing it in the other areas. Because even though you kind of believe it on some level, it still sounds a little out there, right? It sounds crazy. It used to sound crazy, but now, do you understand? You're the creator. If you brought in this money that came from a friend that you forgot they even owed you money, now just think of what more money you can bring into your life. What bigger winnings you can bring into your life. What any specific person you can bring into your life. You're the creator. Congratulations. I love that you prove that to yourself. Why do you want to keep proving it to yourself? Because you keep proving to yourself that you're the operant power. You keep proving and building your confidence. And every time you manifest something deliberately, it's like, wow, like this is true. This is real, right? Neville always says you prove it in the testing. You have to be out there testing this. Not just with the one desire with your specific person, or with the money, or with the one thing with your house and needing the mortgage money or whatever. Not with just that one thing. Okay. Just by observing your reality, you'll see it's a reflection of you. Listen to what people say to you. Okay. But how could you do this? Well, you start to create other manifestations, okay? On a daily basis. You want to be proving this to yourself on a daily basis. You build your excitement about it. You won't feel so desperate and lonely when you know that you're the creator and you can change it. So keep doing it. I love that, Linda. I have no doubt that everything we talked about is done. It's yours. Telling my sis about you right now. Okay, beautiful. Tell your friends, tell your family. I mean, my friends that knew nothing about manifesting, just like I knew nothing about manifesting years ago. I mean, even 6 years ago, I never heard the word manifesting, never heard the word manifesting. I could just see what was happening and I wanted to know, what is this that's going on with me? What is happening? Okay, so now, since I started affirming, by the way, first I thought it was crazy and I thought, what if people know? And that reflected back to me, but I recognized it right away. I was like, wait a minute, I'm thinking this is crazy. So people were reflecting it back to me that this is kind of crazy. Maybe it's a cult. Maybe it's like all those doubts that surfaced within my mind reflected back to me, and I caught it really quick. I recognized it so quickly. I just started affirming, this is intriguing. This is really interesting. I know this is true. I intend more people are waking up. I intend my friends are waking up. I intend I have friends to talk to about this. Not just the people in the community that I created, but the friends that I've known a lifetime that we've never spoken about manifestation. And now we are. Okay, Tina, you said, I just bumped into SP. I know it's movement. It's absolutely movement. That is no coincidence. You are the creator of your reality. That happened for, a reason. I mean, the reason is you're creating the reason, but that happened because your manifestation is yours. Yeah, I love saying self-concept all day. Definitely 90% self-concept, 10% SP. Yeah, I mean, you could focus 100% on self-concept and not even worry because 100% on self-concept, remember, your world's reflecting you. If you think that you are irresistible, God's gift to this world, it is law. The world's going to reflect that. You wouldn't be someone who thinks they're really amazing and a great catch is not worried whether or not that SP likes them or not. And that releases all that resistance. That already releases the old story. That's why SP shows up. So it can be 100% self-concept. But there's nothing wrong with 90%. And because sometimes we like thinking of that person and think of your specific person and love that new version of them. See the best in them. See the version of them that shows up for you the way you want to live life, like in a relationship. Okay, Michelle, what if I tackled self-concept? What else can I be doing wrong? It's 100% the way that you're perceiving things. It's 100% coming from you. But let me get a little more clear on self-concept. From my perspective, self-concept is your identity, right? Or your identity. So are you identifying yourself as someone who has your desire? Okay, because self-concept doesn't just mean I love myself and I'm amazing. No, it's your identity. You have to identify yourself as the one who has their desire consistently. Okay, so part of your self-concept, like part of my own self-concept is I am the creator of my reality. I am a powerful manifester. I am a master manifester. If I know I'm a master manifester, I know I can manifest. I don't have to think about that specific desire. I just think about the version of me who's like, oh, it happens in a snap of a finger, right? I'm really powerful. It's really easy. Okay. That also feeling loved. It is partially self-love, right? Self-confidence, self-love, security. Okay. It's the version of you identified as having, okay, having your desire. So I want you to rethink, what is self-concept? And if any of you have done my self-concept course, because you're creating your own affirmations and you're doing the work, so you could, I give a lot of advice here, but this isn't the one way to create your reality. You might have totally different ideas on how you want to create your own identity and your own vision of yourself. So you create that vision of yourself. That's powerful to do it on your own. And that's why I created that you do it on your own in my self-concept course, because you're going to put in the work and you're going to think about it. You're not just going to, read it and try to memorize something. And no, you're going to just consume it and embody it and become the version of you. So now rethink, what is self-concept? The self-concept of you having your desire. What is that self-concept? Not just a general idea of self-concept. What is the self-concept of you, let's say relationship, the self-concept of you in the relationship? That means you feel loved. You're in a relationship. It's your dream relationship right now. What does that feel like? It feels like goosebumps. It feels like safety. It feels like security. I just got goosebumps saying it, right? But like feeling that, right? I get, that's a feeling, right? It feels like love. It feels like, it could feel like the honeymoon phase or whatever. It could feel like it's the honeymoon phase, which you could hold that and sustain it for a whole relationship. So your self-concept has to be identified with you having your desire. It's not that you're doing anything wrong. You just got to shift a little bit. Okay. So you're going to do that right now, and you could create this right now, and you could focus on this right now. Start brainstorming, pull out a piece of paper and start describing the version of you who has your desire. If you're the author of your life, you are the author of your life. So perceive it like that. Like you're writing the book, and now who's the main character? Michelle. You're the main character. Okay, so Michelle got the dream relationship. Let's write the story. You write the story out. And now start feeling that version of you. Start embodying it. Start feeling it. Now start thinking from her or him, right? Start thinking from that version of you who has it. You have it. You have it. It's not that you don't have it and you're trying to get it. No. You have to be in the place that you have it. So it's really like, if anyone's in acting, you're going to really manifest easily, because I think, right, it's about God as an actor, right? This is what Neville has stated. God is an actor. Also Shakespeare, all the world is a stage. It's a play. So you just have to be like, it's like you're a character, right? So you just think from that character, from that identity, from that self-concept. Okay. If I said, okay, right now we're going to pretend we're acting, but actually we're creating the reality. Okay. Now be the one who's loved. Okay. Now be the one who's sad and lonely and desperate. What is it? Maybe you want to practice being both just to kind of feel the difference. What does it feel to be desperate and sad and lonely and unwanted and ugly? What does that feel like? I almost want to cry thinking about it. Okay. I could feel like I could get into that state. Now let's say it's almost like, yeah, this is like acting. Okay. Now, what does it feel like that you're the character who, it's the end of the story, you got it all. The ending of the movie of your life, and you got it. You got it all. What is she feeling? What is she thinking? How does that feel to feel in love? It's not that you have to, and you might say, well, how do I feel like I'm in love? You just embody that. Love yourself. Love yourself. Choose yourself. Okay, that was a really powerful, if you re-listen to this when I posted, or right now, you just really embody what I said, you're going to have movement now. Okay, what's the difference between feeling lonely and sad? That creates a reality of someone confirming to you what's within you. I'm lonely, I'm sad, I feel ugly, I feel unwanted. Then your world SP is like, boom, let me show you third party again. Me and third party are here. Let me show you how lonely you are. That's what your world is reflecting, what's in you. Okay. But if you're feeling, I'm in love, You could be in love with life. You're going to reflect people in your world that show you how you're feeling and thinking and assuming. So I would play around with those two ideas, like those two characters, and become the character, the identity, the self-concept, the version of you who already has your desire. And sometimes maybe we need to feel the other one just to practice how it would feel. Okay? Now, remember, just like an actor is going to practice a part, all the great actors didn't just get on stage and, maybe some of them, but they practiced the part and they practiced it. And believe me, how many takes did they have? Take 25, take 35, take 55. Come on, guy, get into character, get into character. Okay, so that's okay. You're doing the same thing. You're getting into character. You're getting into character in your mind, in your imagination, that version of you. Just get right back into character. You fell out of character. You forgot. Okay, but now you're back into character. You're back into character. It's not that you have to pretend you're someone out in the world. You can, because that does work. I see people do that. You don't have to. It's just, you know it. In your mind, you know it. In your mind, you know, oh yeah, I'm chosen. I'm amazing, right? I'm in this relationship. I know I'm desired. I know I'm valuable. I know I'm treasured. All right. So let me answer some more questions. Holly, do we have life lessons about patience? I feel it's whatever we want and it's all happening now. Life lessons, I think we're growing and expanding. How do I know? Right? How do I only know what I'm listening in meditation? I'm connecting with my higher self. Connect with your higher self for your life lessons, because you get to create what you want in your reality. Okay. I believe that we're learning, we're growing and expanding, and we're learning lessons on some level, but I don't have to define what that lesson is. I like how Neville describes what we're here for, and that we're here to wake up, to know that we are the creator, and that we should be using the law because we have to live in this world and we have to pay our bills and we're living life. So use the law to your greatest advantage. I'm married, but I've been separated 5 months, no contact. I just gave a great example of what you could be doing. What does it feel like that you already got back together? What does it feel like? Not just getting back together. You have to look through what were the problems that the relationship fell apart. It's all coming from you. Was it because you weren't emotionally available? Was it because you weren't happy, didn't know how to change it? So think about the version of you who knows how to grow in a relationship and knows how to communicate in a relationship, right? So live in the end, in the wish fulfilled, being that person, being the version of you who already has what you want. You already know what it feels like to be, the feeling of rejection. Now, what does it feel? What's the feeling of feeling chosen? By you choosing yourself. Deb, now that I see she's coming through, I started getting impatient. You don't need to be impatient. You don't need to be impatient because you already have something. And somebody who has something is not going to be impatient about it. Okay, so you're going to soothe yourself, right? Soothe yourself. Hey, it's coming through. I know this is working. I know. And it really is powerful to work to raise the perception you hold of yourself. Like, you are amazing. You are incredible. You are a success. Keep seeing yourself this way, right? Because when you know this about yourself, it feels natural for the world to show you that. When we build our conception of self to a more secure version, you're not going to feel impatient about it. And also as an effect, your worlds are going to show you, right, that you are secure. I'm patient. Not patiently waiting. Okay, you're not patiently waiting, not that. But you're someone who's patient, and you're someone who's calm and I like calm, cool, collected. Those are kind of my affirmations. Like, I am calm, cool, and collected. I am calm, cool, I'm chill, things come to me. Just soothe yourself. Just imagine a reality. If you could just imagine, what does it feel like? Even if you can't You're not seeing it, but just imagine it. What would it feel like if the world was literally like a red carpet rolled out and you were royalty? What would that feel like? Wouldn't that be cool? What would it feel like that you're walking down the street with a crown on your head? It doesn't mean you'll manifest that exact experience, but you'll manifest experiences that will match that feeling that you're cultivating. So if you cultivate a feeling of like, what does it feel like that I was just a queen walking down the street and people are like, hey, Shannon, so great to see you. You look amazing. You look beautiful. What would it feel like if you're a king walking down the street and everyone's like, oh my God, there you are. You're amazing. We love you. Like, just what would that feel like? Okay. I mean, there's many infinite imaginal scenes you could create to feel a reality is just literally laid out for you because you already have it all. Okay, B, what is my self-concept issue if SP keeps treating me friends with benefits and not really responding unless he wants sex? The self-concept is that you're accepting something lower than what you really want, right? You're taking breadcrumbs. So are you seeing how valuable you are? I mean, this would be part of it because when you know that you are so valuable, you're not going to be accepting breadcrumbs. When you know you're valuable, you raise your standards, your world will match it. Your standards are down here, your world matches it. And you're okay. So remember, many of us have been through this. I've actually felt that way in my life in the past. I was accepting breadcrumbs because I felt insecure and I wasn't sure. Okay. And maybe I put more value on the other person than on myself. So bring the value, the perception. You are valuable. First of all, it's not just perception. That's who you are. That's who you were born. You were born valuable. You were born important. Okay. So I would focus on being a version of you who's secure and sure. And you know your value, you know your worth, and you're not accepting anything lower. You're not accepting lower standards. So that's going to be sometimes that's a little bit of research. Go to Google and research what is someone with high standards? What would they be thinking? What would they be doing? And also, you can't be afraid to cut it off. If you're afraid to cut it off, you're continuing to take something lower. The version of you who knows your value and is not willing to accept anything lower, because right now you're accepting lower than what you really want. Okay, so the version of you would just say, done. That's not what I want. And I'm getting what I want. See, but if you might feel afraid to do that, but don't be afraid to do that, because in doing that, you're demonstrating to your world that you're not willing to take the little low behavior or the lower behavior than what you're willing, than what you want, what you truly want. You're just accepting it because you're not seeing that you could get more. Okay. You will get more. So I say, go ahead and cut it off. Okay. And prove to yourself the truth of this. Yeah, Callie, when you change yourself, they will reflect the change. Juliana, what affirmations can I use so SP doesn't care about talking or looking for other girls? Well, that has something to do with some insecurity, right? What are you worried about? Are you insecure that he's going to think someone's prettier or better or choose them over you? You have to be a secure version of you. So I am secure. I am the one and only. I am the most amazing. But it's not, okay, affirmations work. Affirmations manifest, but understand you're saying the affirmation to become this version of you, and you will become this version of you because you're changing your belief about yourself. All of that is happening not coincidentally. It's happening. It's a deliberate creation coming from you. That's not a coincidence. The reason SP is doing this is because it's coming from you, and he's just reflecting within you that you feel maybe insecure, maybe not, good enough. You are good enough. So you're going to affirm that. I am good enough. I am amazing. I am perfect. I am the perfect partner. I am the perfect choice. It's not that it's a choice, but I am the perfect one. I am the ultimate. It's really the same as the previous question, right? Because you're accepting something lower. You have to raise your standards of your expectations of how you're treated. Really, honestly, sometimes you just need to cut it off and cut that off so the new version shows up. Cut that off because you'll create the new version of you who doesn't accept that. Okay. I mean, there's infinite ways. If you're powerful with your imagination, you can imagine something different, because you can imagine he's talking about something different. Okay. You can imagine he's saying, you're the one and only for me. I only have eyes for you. I've never felt about anyone how I feel about you. But you can imagine him saying that, but also it's important, at least 90%, focus on that you are this person that feels that way. He's going to reflect it. If you need additional help, join my VIP group. That's a group every day. You download the app and you could go into that group every day and be reminded that you're the operant power. And if you feel like you're falling off the horse, you get right back on, because we're going to keep you back on in that group. And you have access to communicate with me through the chat or through the feed, and you can post your questions there. And I have hundreds of videos that are unpublished and available for you to live in the end knowing you're the creator. Sometimes we need a little hand-holding, right? Because if you forget you're the operant power and now the circumstances seem so big, you need to have some community to help you stay on target, or at least the lives here or watching videos. Great. Sometimes we just need somebody in our corner. That's what I want to do for you. I'm here in your corner. I'm not telling you really what to do. I'm just painting pictures of different ideas, but I'm reminding you that you're the operant power. You're the creator of your reality. In your reality, you're the operant power. It's amazing. This is amazing. It's cool. Olympia, how to manifest the dream body. I actually have a whole topic area in my VIP group about manifest a dream body. You can join free for a week. And if you want to watch those videos, and I do live videos during the week also. I can bring up more if there's something specific you want to discuss. But let me give you a little bit of what you could do right now, right? You start saying you already have your dream body. If you're living in the end, okay, remember, you're the creator. You have to live in the end of thinking and knowing you already have what you want. You already have your desire. So if you already have your desire, you're not going to look in the mirror and criticize and go, oh, I hate my body. And I don't, because then you'll just keep creating the reality where you hate your body and it is the way it is. If you want to change, you have to think different thoughts about your body. And you start saying, I love the way I look. I love the way I look. I love my body. I love that my body moves the way I want it to move. I'm in love with who I am. That's how you manifest your dream body. Remember, your body will just start to shape around your perception of yourself. Yeah, I am the only one SP has ever wanted. That's a great affirmation. Hey, what if SP is very disrespectful and rude to me all the time? Should I cut him off? He even sends me his ex-girlfriend's photos to make me angry and then tells me he loves me. What is the limit of what we tolerate? You shouldn't be tolerating anything, because as soon as you tolerate something, then you're tolerating it, and it means your reality is going to show you the things that you're tolerating. Why are you tolerating this? Don't tolerate it anymore. Don't tolerate it anymore. As I just said, you could see it being different. For some people, that's powerful. I can do that. I can imagine something actually different happened than what happened and watch it change. If that feels like it doesn't feel that good for you, then cut it off. Focus on you. Focus on being the version of you who gets what you want. So the version of you who gets what you want based on some of the things you're saying, you want to be respected. But if you want to be respected, you can't allow someone to disrespect you, right? You can't keep complaining that you're being disrespected, because the version of you who is respected is saying, I am respected. Whether you cut him out and affirm that, or keep him in your life and affirm it, you'll see that he will shift and change to your affirmations. So you're going to be affirming, I am respected. I am number one. I am prioritized. I am important. I am seen and I am heard. And I know my value, and I know I'm enough, and I know I'm amazing, and I get what I want, and I don't lower my standards, and I don't tolerate any low, what does the sprinkle lady say? You guys know who Sprinkle? Dusty. I don't allow those dusties in my life. Okay. I only allow my partner that treats me with love and respect and care. But if you're affirming that and you're still allowing someone to disrespect you, and then you're complaining about it, you're not changing your reality. In order to change your reality, you're only living in the end of being respected. I think it might be powerful to just be like goodbye, because you know what? Just in saying goodbye to someone, you're already demonstrating you're not like needing them in your life. Say goodbye, build your self-concept. They are going to reflect it. And maybe even someone better will come in. Do you know there are like millions of fish in the sea? Okay, so you lift up yourself, build your self-concept, and you're going to change your life. You're going to change your relationship. Okay, you're not tolerating things. Do you want to live a life tolerating? Imagine you're, an old grandma or old person, right? And you don't have that many years left. You're like almost 100 or whatever. And now you look back on your life and think about all the things that you tolerated. Do you want to live that life? Because if you get stuck in that, you're just in tunnel vision. You don't cut it out now. You only have the present moment right now to live. So cut it out now. Indie gal, you're feeling depressed today. Why? Sometimes we might just have those days. It could be a feeling you have associated with a song, or a feeling you have associated with just a smell or anything. But I think one of the most powerful things to do if you're feeling depressed is focus on gratitude. Because when you're in gratitude, when you're more in the state of gratitude, you'll feel less depressed. I really also did things like I was volunteering. When I was feeling depressed, I started volunteering at the Children's Hospital. I actually learned how to do magic at the Children's Hospital so I could, really, I didn't want to focus on the old story. And I just wanted to do something that felt good to me. Not because I thought that would be good and people would like that, because that's something I thought would feel good to me. It felt good to me. Okay, so do something that feels good to you. Give a compliment to someone else. Saturate yourself in gratitude. Be thankful for being alive. Be thankful for being here. You're going to shift your mindset. You're going to shift the neural pathway. You're going to shift and create a new neural pathway. And you have to create the new neural pathway with repetition. So if you focus on gratitude now, you're going to be focusing on one thing generally, right? You're focusing on one thing. And the more you focus on gratitude, you're creating, that's living in the end of having also. You're going to create a reality that shows you more things you have. And not that you're doing it to have things because you already have them, but because you're choosing it. So sometimes even taking a nap could help you feel better. Try to go to the gym, or try to go for a walk, or go for a run, or go for a bike ride, or meet with a friend. Change the topic. There are a lot of things you could do. Learn the Rubik's Cube. I did that. I thought that was kind of cool. And if I'm focusing on something, I also play guitar. I got a guitar. So I would focus on learning a new song on guitar. If I'm learning a new song on guitar or learning a Rubik's Cube, I'm not thinking about how bad I felt. Okay, so do something in the present moment that could change and shift your focus. Clara, what if you ask for confirmation signs? Well, you're the creator, so you're asking for signs and you're seeing signs. You can ask for signs. Understand, you're creating your reality. You don't need to ask for signs anymore. Why don't you declare, I know this is done. I don't even need to see a sign. It's okay if you need to see a sign, right? Because you're building your confidence, and you're building, because the sign's going to help you see that you're the creator. Go ahead, ask for signs. Just say, show me, like, what's that one? I think it's Abraham Hicks, but I see it on TikTok. Show me how good it can get. Show me how good my life can get today. Okay? Show me a sign that this is done. And you might see your specific person's name. It's done. You created that. Okay? It's done. Sure. It's not a bad thing. I don't need to do that anymore. Do you understand? Because I know I'm the creator, so I don't need to ask for confirmation. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Wherever you're at, maybe that'll help you get to a place of understanding your powers, right? But for those of you who know you're the operant power, I don't need to ask for confirmation. I don't need to ask for a sign. I am the creator, or I am generating life through me. Life is flowing through me. In your reality, life is flowing through you. So it's like me asking myself, hey, I need to see a sign. Okay? And then you're actually manifesting a reality showing you the sign. Okay, well, that's a good way to actually prove you're the operant power. I got my SP back for 1 month and is back to, and is back to fearful, avoidant. And is that me or the story I gave? Well, it is coming from you. Because if you are the version of you who's secure and sees the best in someone, you're going to see in someone who feels safe, not avoidant, right? Not feeling avoidant, but feeling safe and wanting connection. It's all coming from you. So it's a story, but it's a story about you, the story you're telling about you. And the story that you're telling about you is coming from what you believe about you, your self-concept about yourself. And some of those beliefs are unconscious. So this is like peeling an onion. You're uncovering things that you weren't aware of. It's all okay. First of all, declare this is all okay. First of all, first acknowledge, oh my God, you did it, right? You did this. Okay, you brought them back in your life. If you can bring them back in your life, you can also manifest the version of you who is solid and secure and keeps the relationship, and the relationship keeps growing. Love you guys. I want you to think about that gratitude is really powerful, okay? And your success stories are powerful. So comment your success stories. Whether you see it as a small, it doesn't matter, because remember, everything's equal. But whatever the success story is, focus on success, because as you focus on success, you create more success. So comment your success stories, or comment something you're grateful for, because gratitude is living in the end of having. Gratitude is the wish fulfilled. Success stories is living in the wish fulfilled. You don't have to even focus on that specific story. If you're focusing on gratitude or success stories, you're creating more of it. So I want you to make a comment, whether it's now or later on my YouTube channel. Make a comment about your success story and what you're grateful for. Keep your focus and your attention on success, on gratitude. It's changing your life just by keeping your focus there. All right. I love you all. If you need additional help, I have my self-concept course. I also do one-on-one coaching, which I will be removing at some point. I'm just too busy to have one-on-one coaching. Join my VIP group if you want to be in a group to grow. And this is phase 2. Being in that group is phase 2, understanding you're the creator and really knowing how to ignore the circumstances and reminding yourself that you are the operant power. You will change your life. So you guys are amazing. I love you all and have an amazing day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.